Legends never die, remembering the life of boxing great George Foreman.
Shootout on the ice, the intense match between the Panthers and the Penguins.
And looking alive, the Miami Heat get their first win in what feels like forever. All of this and more on the Sideline.
Hello South Florida and welcome to the Sideline, the place where you get all the highlights for your South Florida teams. I'm Laura Iglesias.
I'm Nicolette Esper, and the Sideline starts now. The sports world is mourning the loss of a true icon, George Foreman. One of heavyweight boxing's greatest champions passed away this weekend at the age of 76. Foreman's career was defined by his fearless power in the ring, winning 2 world titles and making history as the oldest heavyweight champion at 45.
He became a household name, creating the George Foreman Grill, bringing his charisma and hustle into many homes. His legacy as a boxing giant and cultural phenomenon will never be forgotten. Rest in peace, champ.
A huge win at home for the Florida Panthers last night as they outlasted the Pittsburgh Penguins in a shootout thriller. Sam Reinhart stayed red hot with 2 goals, including a power play rocket, giving him his 35th goal this season. Anton Lundell came in clutch late to force overtime. Sergio Bobrovsky shut the door in the shootout, and Alexander Barkov played the hero with the winning marker. The Penguins got a strong night from Brian Rust's 2-goal performance, but it wasn't enough to silence the crowd at Amerant Bank. Final score was Panthers 4, Penguins 3, and up next, the Cats host the Utah Hockey Club Friday as they keep pushing toward the postseason.
After a 10-game losing streak, the Heat looked for a spark to light up their season against the Hornets at home. Miami took control of the game with Hero driving in, floating jumper to push the Heat ahead early into the first quarter. That wasn't it for the Heat though, as Andrew Wiggins balled out, pulling a career-high 42 points, pushed Miami ahead. The Hornets tried to come back in the fourth quarter, but Miami were too far ahead. The final score was Hornets 105, Miami 122. The Heat will continue at home tomorrow against the Warriors at 7:30 p.m.
The Miami Marlins usher in a new era with opening day this Thursday at Lone Depot Park. While Dolphins legend Dan Marino's ceremonial first pitch will bring the star power, the Fish will face a tough 10th against an improved Pirate squad. After a disappointing 9-15 spring training, questions swirl about Miami's retooled rotation and offensive production. And that electric Miami energy makes every home opener special for the fans. It seems like Racket sports are now all of the rage, and Racket X brought the action right to Miami Beach.
Sideline's reporter Sabrina Lozano takes us inside the ultimate Racket experience.
Good morning, sports fans. Today we're diving into the vibrant world of racket sports here at Racket X at the Miami Beach Convention Center. From pickleball to tennis, squash, and paddle, this event celebrates the present, the past, and the future of racket sports.
What makes Racket X truly special is its inclusivity. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned competitor, this event is designed for everyone, bridging generations and skill levels to grow the sport's global community.
I'm here to just kind of network and check out all the sports and try to learn more about new technology and what's going on in the industry.
Racket X is also a hub for innovation, featuring the latest gear, apparel, and technology from top brands. From high-performance rackets to next-gen training tools, the product showcase gives athletes an exclusive first look at what's next in the industry.
We want to see more people playing, we want to see more people having fun, we want people to have the right equipment, so events like this are super important.
As racket sports continue to evolve, events like Racket X show us that it's not about just hitting a ball. It's about pushing boundaries, setting expectations, and inspiring the next generation of racket players. For Caplin News, I'm Sabrina Lozano.
All right, Laura, it's time for everyone's favorite segment, biggest W and L's of the week. I'm going to start off. The Miami Heat finally broke their 10-game losing streak, and it couldn't have come at a better time. This was a team that had been struggling, losing to squads that they just simply shouldn't have, but last night they showed up. Andrew Wiggins went for 42 points. That's his second highest scoring of his career. We saw Tyler Hero, who added 29 points. He proved that he's still a force to be reckoned with. Khalil Ware, their newest asset, he made an impact impact when they absolutely needed him most. This was the exact kind of response that we've been waiting to see from the team. But this game and this win was more than just about snapping a streak. It was about proving that they can still compete, and they're not just kind of here for the let's wait till next season to see what happens next season. But they finally are now back on Tuesday. Jimmy Butler returns to town, and he's coming with the Golden State Warriors, and he talks about going to Miami and coming back, and this is what he said.
Not really. Don't make me no difference. I'm a member of the Golden State Warriors. I love that fan base. They showed me a lot of love while I was there. But I'm there to win now. I'm an opposing team.
So it's just about if now that he's coming back, it's can the Heat keep the momentum going? This matchup's going to tell us a lot. But for now, the Heat get to celebrate what this win means and that they finally lost that streak. So that's my biggest dub for the week. Given over to you. What's up?
Well, definitely, Nikki. We definitely needed that win. My W for this week as an Argentina fan is going to have to be how this past Friday they secured a crucial 1-0 victory against Uruguay during the World Cup qualifiers. Despite not having their captain Lionel Messi due to a muscle injury, the team showcased resilience. We saw midfielder Almada step up remarkably, scoring the decisive goal, which I'm very happy to say that this win brings Argentina within a point of securing their spot in the 2026 World Cup.
Nice. Love that. Love the soccer games. There's so many happening, and Argentina is coming up. But my biggest win, we're switching over there. The Miami Marlins are the biggest loss of the weekend. I'm not just talking about a game. I'm talking about their entire spring season. Their entire season, actually. Spring training, it's supposed to be about hope, optimism, and getting ready to compete. But for the Marlins, it's kind of been a disaster. They've had a 9-15 record, one of the worst in spring training. There's injuries piling up. Their pitching staff already banged up before the season even started. Sandy Alcantara, who's their ace, he's still recovering from Tommy John surgery. He will be in the opening game on Thursday. But let's be real. The Marlins were already underdogs. They are in a brutal NL East. They face the Braves, the Mets, the Phillies, who are all loaded with talent. But the Marlins, they're kind of just fighting to stay out of last place, Laura. This is a franchise that has only seen 3 postseason appearances in its whole history. But it feels like their season is over before it even starts. And for Marlin fans, it's just another year of wait till next year. And I get it. I'm a New York fan. I go through it every year. We're waiting and waiting and waiting. But right now, my biggest loss just goes to the Miami Marlins, not because of a game, but because this season might be over before it already begins. It's tough times for the Miami fans.
Tough times for sure. Well, for my of this week, I'm going to have to give it to the incident that happened during the Miami Open on Saturday. Okay. Get this. Jack Draper's match against Jacob Menchik was interrupted due to a late scheduling change that angered Brazilian fans, leading to loud boos and a brief halt in play. Despite his efforts, Draper lost the match 7-6. Can you imagine that, Nikki? Being concentrated in the game and having fans booing at you because of a scheduling change? Wow. Insane.
Wow. That, fans come out to root for their teams and have a good time, and treatment like that it just shouldn't happen. But up next, we're keeping your voice safe during March Madness. Sideline will take a timeout and be back right after the break.
Radcliffe Art and Design Incubator is the velocity accompanying the fellow's rudder, as in a boat. Unless there is movement or action, the planned direction is of little consequence. We encourage the creative ideas into action. And from the experience of doing, we critically assess the feedback, adjust, and set out to rediscover the potentialities of an entrepreneurial mindset.
Stem is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
With college basketball being the most important sport right now in the country, fans all over cheer and scream for their favorite teams.
Yeah, but it is important to keep your voice safe in all of this March Madness. CNN's Mandy Gaither reports.
It's that time of year again. Hoops, hopes, and fans cheering. But experts say prolonged shouting can actually damage your vocal cords.
Our voice is really kind of our treasure. It's part of who we are, and it's very important to take care of it.
Anne-Marie Parati with the American Speech, Language, and Hearing Association says excessive use of the voice for extended periods can lead to lesions on the vocal cords. To avoid temporary or even permanent damage, she says to stay hydrated by drinking lots of water and avoid sodas, alcohol, or even fried, salty, or spicy foods, which can all dry out vocal cords. Next, take breaks from cheering to give your voice a rest.
It's important for fans to remember that they don't need to be the loudest voice in the room.
Parati says you can find alternative ways to cheer that don't involve your voice, like clapping or using noisemakers. Also, don't smoke or vape and avoid smoky environments, which can inflame vocal cords. After the game, soothe your throat. Sipping warm tea with honey or inhaling steam can help keep vocal cords relaxed. Finally, if you have persistent hoarseness or vocal pain lasting more than 2 weeks, it's time to see a specialist.
The longer you go without getting the help, the more damage can be done.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
All right, Laura, we got some exciting games happening this week. Butler's back in town, the Marlins opening day.
And that's why we have Anthony Cruz in the control room with his picks for this week.
Good morning, guys. Let's start with the main event of the week tomorrow. Jimmy Butler's homecoming to the 305 as the Heat face the Warriors in their first game against each other since the trade. There's so many questions heading into this outing. Will Jimmy get cheered? Will Jimmy get booed? Will he get a tribute video? Will the Heat lose? Well, yeah, they're 1-9 in their last 10, while the Warriors are 8-2 and are currently one of the hottest teams in the West. There's no Steph Curry tonight, though, so we should see a more competitive game. Up next, the Florida Panthers back after a long homestand facing the Utah hockey team. They got a get-right win against Pittsburgh yesterday after their disappointing loss against the top-seeded Capitals over the weekend, even though it was way too close for comfort. Look, it's playoff time, guys. Every game matters. We can't be losing to a team without a name. Give me the Panthers, especially since this game isn't happening till Friday, so the Cats will come into it with some much-needed rest. And finally, the Fish are back on Thursday. And buckle in, guys. This is shaping up to look like another losing season. They will kick off their opening series against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Sandy Alcantara is back from Tommy John surgery and will pitch, so it'll be great to watch him back in action. But on the other side of the mountain is reigning National League Rookie of the Year Paul Skeens. So give me the Pirates. I do want to take this time, though, to respond to our resident New York fan, Nicolette Esperts-L, though, by just reminding her that she has seen the same number of Marlins and Yankees World Series in her lifetime. Back to you guys on the desk.
All right, Anthony. Well, which one of our teams did come closer to a champion last season? But just a reminder that if you want to keep up with updates, fun segments, and more from our crew, you can follow our Instagram for all things Sideline. Follow us at sideline.caplin. And that's it for today. I'm Nicolette Esper.
And I'm Laura Iglesias. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week on the Sideline.